So Islam Makhachev,
Baby Khabib.
Yeah, Baby Khabib. That's what Thomas calls him.
Baby
so
Khabib.
Islam is he was supposed to fight Beneil Dariush, who is like a jiu-jitsu freak.
Mhm.
He's so good, and he has other skills too as well.
Right.
But he's like top 5 lightweight,
Mhm.
or maybe he's up there in lightweight.
Right.
And so is Islam. And this is, in my opinion, I was excited for this fight because we were gonna get to see the Khabib style grappling, that Sambo grappling,
Right.
versus jiu-jitsu,
Right.
which is what I was excited about.
Right.
But now we're not going to get to see that because Beneil pulled out. So apparently, this is why it's controversial. Beneil pulls out last minute a few days ago, and apparently, according to Islam, like the UFC asked like 5 other top ranked guys
Mm-hmm.
to take this fight, and they all ducked the fight. They're like, no, this isn't the right time, right? And Bobby Green, who's not in the top 15, like if you look at the UFC rankings, you won't see him in lightweight,
right?
Even though he's been killing it lately,
right?
Lightweight's just so stacked. Like
it's one of the most stacked divisions. It's crazy.
I think bantamweight's a little more stacked, but lightweight's a lot of people think lightweight's the most stacked. So
yeah,
Bobby Green was like, yeah, I'll do it. And he, as soon as as soon as it was announced that Beneil pulled out of the fight, Bobby Green was like calling him out right away. But apparently the UFC asked other guys to the I don't know if these guys are for sure been asked, but like to the likes of Dustin Poirier, who are the other top, Michael
Tony
Chandler,
Ferguson.
those type of guys, like the top ranked lightweights. No, all of them said no,
right?
Because it was last minute. Fair enough, right?
Right.
And then Islam's going around talking, like he's like you guys ducked me,
right? Talking mad shit. Which, to be fair, I would too.
Yeah, like why would you not?
Right.
That dude. But here's my thing: like, is Islam like? I think there's a good chance Islam could be like the next Khabib,
right?
Of not just in terms of like stylistically, but like
in terms of like dominance.
Yeah, like how long he dominates lightweight.
Right.
Like, it's crazy because like Khabib is undoubtedly the best lightweight of all time. He has the best resume at lightweight of all time.
Yeah.
He's one of the most. He has the most 10-8 rounds of all time in combat sports, I believe.
Yeah.
That's boxing.
But that's
too.
No, literally
that's
combat
crazy.
sports. Yeah.
And then his protege has a loss on his record. The Khabib's record is like perfect, but let's say
Khabib
Islam
was 29-0, right?
He was 29-0.
Yeah.
Never lost, obviously.
Rest in peace to his dad, by the way, because he really grappled with taking that 30th fight because that was his dad's dream, was to go 30-0.
But his mom was like,
his mom. Yeah. But I understand why. But rest in peace to Khabib's dad. Honestly, but
rest in peace.
Yeah,
Abdul Manaf. And then so Khabib's like protege. If Khabib had 3 or 4 title defenses, which is not a lot compared to like Anderson Silva, GSP, John Jones, etc.
Izzy's getting up there too.
Izzy's got 6 now, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's
almost if he gets another couple of title defenses, he's right. I think he's right on.
I think Anderson Silva had 10.
He's right
13.
on Anderson. I can't remember. I know he's close.
I think GSP had 13.
He has the. I think he has the most. He's close for the most. It might be knockdowns.
You should look it up.
Yeah,
like
he's close.
Title defense. Who has the most title defenses?
Yeah.
But so my question is like, could Islam make his if Islam, even though he has a loss on his record, if Islam gets like 7 or 8 title defenses,
he's better
and has a lot of 10-8 rounds. Is he better than? Does he surpass Khabib on the lightweight GOAT list? And does he even put himself in that greatest ever conversation? That would be crazy, dude.
I think he can get there, but I also think Bobby Green is just one of those fighters where you like. I feel like you could never like count him out, even though it's like he's the
massive underdog.
He's the overwhelming underdog.
Even if he had a full training camp and they like did a fight,
like he
would
would
still be the massive underdog.
But I feel like he's just one of those people where it's like you never know. Like when we were watching, who were we watching? Fucking Derek Lewis.
Oh yeah.
where we were both like, Derek's got a easy knockout. Like
He's gonna beat Ty.
right. Like,
Yeah.
and then Ty just elbowed him square in the fucking head. Like that was the most. I almost cried watching that with you. Like I was like, no, not
Dude,
Derek,
yeah.
man. That was like we were both floored when that happened.
That's the thing is like
you could never
these
know.
legends.
Yeah, or like
You can see their downfall. in
did
a
you
way.
ever see the Korean Zombie versus Yair Rodriguez?
I didn't get that. No.
So the Korean Zombie, it was in the 5th round. Korean Zombie was winning on the score. Like he was winning the fight.
Yeah.
And they got into that last exchange, and fucking Yair hit him with the fucking up elbow. I don't even know how the fuck he did that. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. He and knocked him out with literally like as the clock expired. So Yair just
on the
pulled
5th round, right?
5th round, like literally as the clock expired, he knocked him out cold with a back elbow. Like he ducked and then fucking elbowed him square. Like it was crazy.
Imagine being the Korean Zombie in that fight.
I'd be heated.
Like you won the fight,
right? Like, but like
you
I appreciate the scrapping, honestly. Like I appreciate that, but like I would be so heated if
that's
I was
the thing with fighting. That's like you can
game plan, but you never know how it's gonna go.
right. Like you
never
can be losing 5 rounds.
That's the thing I like about sports in general. Is like you
Yeah.
can game plan as much as you want to, but you really never know what's gonna happen until shit happens.
That's like the universal law of sports.
Yeah.
Like
Remember what they used to say in baseball when it was like if you aren't expecting the ball to come to you, if you don't want the ball to come to you, it's coming to you. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That they used to say that shit all the time.
yeah, and like how many sports games have there been where like in all across sports where it's like one team should be like it's pretty much mail it in, we're gonna lose.
Right.
Then they win, like Tom Brady in that
Right.
in against the
Or
Falcons.
or like
how many Cubs games have you seen where they're down like 7?
especially in that run, in that 2016
Yeah.
title run, like yeah.
And then they rally in the 9th. or
Yeah,
something,
like crazy.
Yeah.
No. But point is, I think Bobby Green is one of those fighters where it's just like you can never really you never know what's gonna happen in a fight.
Facts.
But like
dude,
he's unpredictable.
Islam's been knocked out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has. Like Izzy's only been knocked out once.
Is he
Israel.
stylebender?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that wasn't even in the UFC. That was in
That
kickboxing.
wasn't. Yeah.
So like, you never know. Like Bobby Green has some fucking hands. Like, I'm down to see it.
He does have.
Like I'm
hands.
down. I'm excited to see it. Cause like, what if like
He knocked out Ally Quinta.
like what happens to Islam if Bobby Green wins?
Bro,
Especially
dude, no.
especially if it's in like a spectacular fashion.
If Bobby wins this fight, there's no like you know how we were just talking about if Islam has a chance to be the best lightweight of all time if he just surpasses Khabib in some of his
Records.
accolades,
Yeah,
right? Like if he has more title defenses than Khabib, if he has more 10-8 rounds than Khabib, he has a chance there, right? Especially with that style. If Bobby beats Islam, there's zero chance of that
ever happening.
ever.
Right.
You cannot climb out of that hole.
Yeah. Even if that's
you can be a great champion.
even if that's
like
like
you can't say
the last loss he ever takes in his career.
Yeah.
He won't
You
be
can
able
say like
that'd be insane.
Islam had a better prime. Like when it's all said and done, you might be able to say Islam had a better prime than Khabib. Is like he was more dominant for these 3 fights than Khabib ever was. But like
how many fights did Khabib have in the UFC? Did he only have like 10 fights in the UFC?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Relatively.
Right.
That's what Conor would go at him for. Like
right.
You're 29-0 is BS. Like,
right.
The first 18 fights
were
in the UFC. Conor said they were staged, which was cap.
Yeah.
Do you think Conor's like the Donald Trump of the UFC?
That's a very interesting way to put it. I don't know.
I just thought about that.
I don't know.
Because
Conor for president?
No.
Conor for the
but he started
president of the
he was talking like politics.
Yeah.
With the vaccine mandates and stuff. I don't even want to get into that right now.
No,
but
trying to get into that
is Conor the Trump of?
That's a funny question.
Okay, let's compare. Like,
I think Colby Covington is the Trump of.
No. Colby's like an actor, bro.
Ah.
Trump's real. Trump, that's not fake.
That's fair. That is 100% fair.
Because
Colby's
let's look
just
at
a
it. Like
Trump.
Conor, like has the
He's just
biggest
that
fan base,
brash.
the
Yeah.
biggest, most crazy fan base.
Right.
You can't say that about Colby. You can say
Definitely not.
Trump
Fuck
and
Colby
Connor both
Covington.
have the
Fuck Colby
biggest
Covington.
fan
Fuck
base.
Colby Covington. I'm looking directly in the camera. Fuck Colby Covington.
YouTube's not gonna push us if you keep dropping that F-bomb.
Sorry. You can bleep it.
Yeah, true. Just make more work for me in the editing. Okay, Connor says the craziest stuff, and his fan base always like loves it, even if it's like not even cool anymore. Like
fake news type shit.
Biggest, most diehard fan base, makes the most money,
is insane,
isn't living on the same frequency as us.
Yeah,
billionaire.
Right.
Now let's look at Trump and compared to all the other presidents. We just compared Connor to the other fighters.
He's an orange. That's what I see.
Orange.
He's an orange.
All the same thing. Okay. So
but yeah, like
what do you think about like the fighters, like Islam saying the fighters were dodging him?
I mean, I feel like you can't say they weren't. Like it's like
are they bogus for dodging him on a last minute?
Like I understand it's last minute and people like you care about your reputation, care about your record and your standing, but like at some point it's like you have to acknowledge like, all right, at some point I'm going to fight this person.
That's what Bobby said. He was like he was like
point,
all these guys are waiting for their perfect moment to fight him. But he's like, I'm just doing it.
Right. Like at some point you're gonna fight him. There and realistically, there's never really a right time with a fight. Because like anything can happen leading up to the fight. You can miss weight. You could trip on a cord and tear your ACL like Tony Ferguson did. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. So like I feel like people
had a freak accident and like broke his foot.
Right. So it's like I feel like people tend to hold out for the money in the big fights, but like they want to make that moment. You know what I mean? I feel like people like Bobby Green are good, or like Nate Diaz when they're just like, fuck it, I'll hop in. Like we can go. I don't care if it's
that's why people love those guys,
right? Or like Donald Cerrone,
like
absolutely, like most. What does he have? Most finishes, most
head kick finishes,
most bonuses, fight of the night bonuses, like
that. But that's the thing, like Cowboy built a career on like being ready anytime.
Exactly.
Like that's the cool. Like so that's why respect to Bobby Green.
I feel like there's a similar entitlement almost in sports now, like where we're seeing the players or the people trying to control more aspects of the game in terms of like contract, like in basketball, like the whole Ben Simmons thing. Like he wasn't playing at all to force his way out of Philly because he flunked in the playoffs and his coach hurt his feelings. Mm-hmm. Like, and he just got traded. Like, I feel like we're starting to see that more now with athletes where they're like trying to put the ball more in their court or put the ball in the UFC's court and to kind of play hardball a little bit more and kind of get that.
Yeah.
So there's always an appreciative factor for guys like Bobby Green or them.
Where it's just like, I'll earn my money.
Exactly. I'm just going to fight. Like, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here to mess around. Like, if you want me to fight, I'll fight.
The UFC loves guys like that because like
Mark Hunt was like that too.
There's so many guys who like made a ton of money doing that. Like, and like Dan Hooker in his last couple fights, he's been like ready last minute. Mm-hmm. And it didn't work out for him. Right. But it's like,
you can applaud it. Like Michael Bisping too. Like he literally got kicked in the face so hard that he lost an eye, and he was still like, I'm down to fight.
That's so crazy.
And he kept fighting. Like,
but the guys who show up last minute and they're like, I don't care about, like, I will fight anybody anytime. Any day. They're like, I'm a real fighter. That builds you up. Because that kind of makes you invincible in the UFC. For example, Cowboy has lost 6 fights in a row and he still has a job.
Right.
Because he's been a company guy.
Exactly.
Dan Hooker.
It was the same thing with Chuck Liddell too.
Dan Hooker's lost his last 3 fights, mm-hmm. and he still has a job.
Right.
He still gets another chance. He's going to go down to featherweight. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But then, like, usually guys don't get to go 3 fights and lose and keep their contract.
Right.
But
and if they're young enough, they have to go to another promotion, win some more fights, and then hopefully maybe come back to the UFC.
That never yeah. Like, but that's a cool, like, that's a path for some guys to take. It's like, I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna be
dog.
ready whenever
Right.
they want,
Right.
and the fans are gonna love me. The UFC is gonna love me. I'm gonna get paid for these extra last minute fights.
Right.
Like it's a win-win.
And if you
I'm
win,
gonna get.
if you
I'm
lose,
gonna take
there's-
more brain damage, but life is short.
also, but it's like if you lose, there's less expectations, and if you win, that's just even better for you. Like the pressure is on the person who's in like in this case, more the pressure's on Islam than Bobby by far. There's way more at stake.
Bobby
for him.
has nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah. If he
Which is-
loses,
Which is why I think he's dangerous in any given. If you have nothing to lose, you're gonna go balls to the wall. No
if
matter
you
what.
win, dude. If Bobby wins,
title shot.
somebody
Title shot?
asked me that. Like, no, you
But,
don't
like-
get it. But like, because people are saying if Islam wins this fight, he gets a title shot. Is that also true for Bobby? No,
No, but if he
because
wins,
he's not a top 5 like contender, and like
I mean,
Islam's
but
top
you
5.
never know with Dana because Dana kind of rides the hot hand sometimes.
But I'll say like
you know what I mean.
he's not gonna give it to Bobby. No,
I know,
Bobby's,
like, you know what-
Bobby'd have to win. He
probably have
they'd
to win
put
another
him
2
in, like,
fights,
If Bobby won, they'd put him in like top 7 of the rankings,
and then he would probably have to fight again.
and he'd have to fight again to get a title shot.
Yeah,
For Islam,
it's like one.
I
win
don't
and
think
he's there.
I don't think if he wins this fight, he should get a title shot because he's not fighting a top 5 guy. How do you beat an unranked guy and then get a title shot after that? I think, which sucks for Islam.
I mean,
this is a
because
huge
that's what the
setback.
UFC wants to do. That's what they want to push. You know what I mean?
But that's bogus.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like the whole thing. Like the UFC is kind of like
They like
unilaterally they can just kind of control things. Like
That's the crazy.
that, and that's why we're seeing so many issues like fighter pay and issues with just like shit being shady because it's like the Dana can do whatever the fuck he wants, realistically. Like there are more sanctions now, but like he can whatever he wants to happen, he can make happen. So like when there's a lot of money, like when the whole Conor thing happened, you're riding the hot hand. There's a lot of money in Conor, so you're gonna keep riding.
gonna
That's your
build him
cash
up
cow.
like
You're gonna
that,
keep
yeah.
milking that. So like when you get somebody like Islam or like Darren Till when he first started fighting, or like Uriah Hall, where they don't necessarily have a whole lot of experience, but they get pushed into like these big fights or these title shots right away because they just have the hot hand, or because they got promoted the hell out of them, or because they got that hashtag Dana White privilege. Shout out Tony Ferguson for that one. But
They tried it. Yeah.
yeah, like I just think that there's always an agenda. Like you always want
Oh
to have.
yeah. But yeah, that's.
Because like I don't think the UFC expects Islam to lose. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what they're going for. Is like we're gonna get him. This is gonna be a win for him. So we're gonna set him up. Like this might be like say this could be like
I think the next fight. I think the next fight for him is just rebook Beneil.
Yeah,
I think. Just
and then if he
rebook
wins that
fight.
title shot, like
yeah, then a title
Yeah.
shot. But I don't think you can give him a title shot off like a Bobby Green win,
Right.
because no disrespect to Bobby Green, but it's like
again he's not
ranked,
top 15, yeah.
man. You can't just.
Yeah.
And
And
he's coming off 10. I mean, he was already in shape because he had a fight like 12 days ago. But
Right.
like, you shouldn't give him that. You shouldn't give Islam a title fight for that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So we agree.
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to debate now.